Welcome, one and all, to the third season of Darkhounds. This season begins with the party entering the town of LowWater through a portal from the Feywild, courtesy of Gaia. Upon arriving, they decide to test the time-honored tradition of not splitting the party. Oh well, what's a little case of mortality when you've got locals to chat up? I mean, hey, they need to figure out their next move after all. Join us for the first episode of Darkhounds Season 3.
Protector, why did you not tell that man the truth?
To which man do you refer?
You know to whom I refer, Protector.
Well, I withhold from both Mizr and the old Druid.
I know of why you keep things from Mizr, Great Protector, and I trust you have good reason for why you keep from the Druid, but I know not why.
He is not ready for what it is I have to say. Perhaps soon, but this was not the right time.
I see.
Trust in me, child. I want only what is best for us all, and right now, he needs to focus on what is at hand.
Hey everybody, welcome to Darkhounds!
Hello.
Where we left off, you had all entered, where we ended Season 2, everyone had entered the portal from the Feywild, and you are all now popping up on the other end of the portal. And you are showing up in a... Your first impressions by the humble appearance of like the buildings and such is it seems like a small town. But then as you look around, you quickly see that there are, number one, there's a lot of these kind of humble buildings. But two, what more significantly, you quickly realize that you're surrounded by like this giant wall, and the wall is made of like all these intertwined trees that are all kind of grown together. You quickly realize you must be in the town because they mentioned it before. They must be in LowWater. Took out a big chunk of the trip for you by sending you over to LowWater, which again is on the very west end of Merizian. To go to where they roughly kind of pointed you would be like north would be like the general direction of where you would need to go to start heading towards the Land of the Dead, which is kind of where they're pointed for saving Rhogair. There are several people kind of moseying about, and even though there is a giant bear man in now very ornate full emerald plate, and yourselves, no one really seems to pay you any mind, even though you just popped up here out of nowhere. Several people witnessed it, and they're just going about their day. A couple of you see, actually, like one couple, more adventurers.
Tuesday already? Normal adventurers doing normal adventuring things.
I'm assuming like we kind of... Are we at the entrance to the city, or in the middle of the city?
Yeah, you're near the main entrance. You see, you're actually standing in the middle of like what looks to be the main road that shoots through right down the middle of the thing.
Let's start walking down the street, take a look around, see what's in town.
Okay. As you wander about again, like there's a lot of very humble buildings. There are some large structures you get to. After a few minutes, you go down a few blocks worth of structures. You seem to be coming towards the center of town. The center of town has a giant oak tree growing up in the middle, and it kind of creates a kind of like a rotary, so to speak. Like there's a the road kind of goes around the tree, and there is like basically one big intersection with the rotary kind of branching off into again another like sub main road. So you have the primary main road going straight down the city, but then there's another the second largest road you could say going up, creating the intersection. At the going south, you see what looks to be like more like a mansion. And then to the north, you see another large structure. It's even bigger than the mansion. It doesn't look like a home, though. It seems to be your first impressions. There's a sign hanging outside. Your first impressions in some sort of guild hall. You've seen plenty of guild halls at this point. You have the impression of what they generally tend to look like, with several like wings kind of coming off of it. If you were to continue the same direction from the main gate, following the main road, it leads straight towards what you quickly especially realize it must be the church, because you see the symbol of CERN on the doors.
So I am sniffing out any gathering of druids. Kind of thinking where would they be? First, I was like, I look up at the top of the tree, like. The druid senses are tingling.
So is it odd to see? This is the first temple to CERN we've ever seen, right?
Yes, you've never seen a church that
open
has the symbol of CERN on it before.
Mizr will definitely be going there.
It kind of looks like a flame with like a couple like rays of light coming off of it.
Well, Mizr will remember.
Does this flame just seem to have like a little bit at the bottom that could possibly be like the base of a cupcake?
No, it looks like the base could be like a candle though.
Like a
Does
flaming
it
cupcake.
smell like
Okay.
cupcakes are being cooked inside?
Is there a sweet smell? It's like vanilla. And
Us cupcakes!
No smell of cupcakes.
No!
I need to track down this Harlan King guy.
So yeah, I would probably start heading for the guild, since they're probably the ones who know most of the people in the area.
Okay. To the guild hall.
Yep.
At least this side of the table. They
Yeah.
might be going to church.
No, that's the guild hall's a good starting point. I'll come back here.
I went to church.
Guildhall's an excellent starting point. Go to the church.
So they're all going to the guild hall and you're going to the church?
Yeah.
Okay. You arrive at, it looks like plenty of other churches you've seen. Very kind of humble, not a huge church. Again, certain symbols on the doors. You walk in.
So Tristan went into the church. If we're splitting up in that way, then I would have gone into the church as well.
Okay. So,
I'm sure I'll check out the guild hall at some point, but
let me actually.
But if one of us went in, then that would be enough for Mizr. He has questions.
Say,
Are there cupcakes?
I want to go to this. Oh, Tristan's going. I don't want to seem like an overeager bear or anything.
I don't want to be overbearing,
Waka waka.
because that could be too much to bear.
So yes, you enter the church, kind of your very atypical church setup. You got pews going on. It smells a little bit in here too. You head up towards walk up the aisles. There's really doesn't seem to be anybody in church at the moment. There are candles lit all over the place. When you head towards the podium or the stage area, you do see the altar. You do see someone dressed in all white robes slowly approach you, but what actually catches your eye first is there is a large display case on the up there on the altar of a skull inside a glass case.
Is the skull eating a donut?
Boom.
No.
And you see the artifact, the holy relic. The skull of Bruce, the gentleman in the white robe, slowly approaches you. Good evening. Have you heard about CERN, our savior, the one true goddess of good?
Yes, I have.
Only 5.
Excellent.
And because I have the tabard.
Yeah, you have the tabard. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see you from the. I kind of saw you from the side.
I failed my perception check on looking at you.
Yes, hello. I'm getting old. My vision's going. Excuse me.
No, I was engrossed. I've heard the story of Low Earth,
Indeed.
but until today, it'd been nothing really more than a story.
Yes, over 10 years ago, CERN brought back the first to be raised from the dead in centuries. Bruce Bulworth, the first prophet of CERN. He's a great man. You might be able to catch him. He's getting ready to leave on an adventure, but I believe he's still in town.
As the story goes,
As I look to the skull, to what he just said.
as the story goes, he was crafted a new body.
Yes. What you're actually finding interesting is the fact that, again, you are a giant Brah in this very ornate plate, and he's just like, What's up, guys? How you doing? Conversing with this dude right here for a second. And do you also
CERN
acknowledge...
knows me.
Okay.
I don't yet know CERN very well.
Well, that's not uncommon. Many are still getting to know CERN. She's a humble goddess and doesn't tend to go out of her way to take credit for all that she does. But we should all be grateful.
She has noticed us more than I know how to handle at this point.
Well, the divine is not for us to understand, but most gods and goddesses, as they were even back in the day of the great gods, thousands and thousands of years ago, and CERN today is as humble and weak as sadly we'd like to. We don't like to acknowledge that she is, unfortunately still licking her wounds and trying to gain power. Even a lower level goddess is able to see more than we would sometimes like to admit. They see all. Even naughty time.
Naughty time?
Like when I steal cookies from the cookie jar?
She knows.
This is like, naughty time?
We actually are from the northeastern part of the continent, even beyond Thunder Oak. Her word has not spread so far in that place. I understand that this is actually where much of it began, where her followers are strongest.
It's true, most of her recent miracles have taken place around the Isle of Braylon, and LowWater probably is likely the center of it all. We have been trying to get the word out, but we've also had some dark days here and have quite the battle. LowWater has become more of once a humble fishing village. LowWater is now more a fortress, a walled-in, fortified city, kind of stemming back the tide of the Zeke plague and the vampires that are ravaging the land. That damn Clarissa.
We saw the guild hall on the way through.
Yes, it's quite magnificent now, isn't it? Yes. From the ashes of LowWater, it has risen like a phoenix.
We are affiliated with the Dragontail guilds, but I didn't see any of our symbols on the guild hall.
I am familiar with the Dragontail Guild. We have many adventurers coming through here. This is the flagship location for the Blades Guild. It was founded here. I'm sorry, not the Blades. The Swords. The Swords of LowWater was formed here. That party created the guild, the Swords of LowWater. And I don't ever leave LowWater, but my understanding is the Swords have migrated, and there are several locations throughout all Merizian. I have heard speak of the Dragontail guilds, though I believe there's, 3, 4 maybe in all of Merizian? 5. I thought wasn't there one or something lost? I don't really know all the stories, but...
There have been recent developments.
Oh, so you're building new locations. That's excellent.
More like finding, but...
Oh! Okay. Well, it's the world we live in. You never know what we're gonna dig up.
My apologies for my manners, father.
It's been an eventful month.
I am Tristan Bestor, and appointed of CERN and disciple. My friend is Mizr Snowfang. He's a
I kind of
holy warrior.
I crackle a little bit of magic, and
He's a holy bear.
we'll say, I don't understand this anymore. But I wish to know more about where this comes from and what this is. Crackle, crackle, crackle. I've always thought it came from the trees. I recently found out that the tree goddess herself is perhaps not with us anymore, and this all comes from CERN. But I don't know CERN.
Well, she clearly knows you as she's granted you her power. You can only become stronger by getting to know the true source of your connection to your power. So I commend you on wanting to learn more about her. We have texts. I can spend some time with you. I have other clergy here that could tutor you if you want to know some more of the history of what we know, what she's decided to share.
I would really like that. We'll be here only a short time, but I will be back.
Okay. And Tristan, you say?
Yes.
How long have you known of the light of CERN?
It has been some time. I think what, a couple months.
Yeah.
A few months, but it was an interesting road to get there.
That seems to be the case with most of the, I don't want to say self-enlightened, but those that have come to discover CERN on their own without hearing the word from someone like myself. It tends to be a hard road, and sometimes a hard pill to swallow.
I had tutelage, but unexpected, and did not seek it out at first. The dwarven sage, Osric Stoneskull.
Osric? Interesting.
Yeah. We were sent actually on a rescue mission for him. We saved him, he saved me.
Yes, I did not know that Osric was back with us. I knew that he disappeared many years ago. So you were part of the group that helped free him from perdition, as it were?
And he, to this date, remains free. He is with the Guild of the Hunters of Fort Gradomir.
Excellent. Yes, Gradomir. Yes, we have strong associations with them. I will have to, well, if you don't let them know about yourself, I will let some of the swords know so they can check in.
Fort Gradomir. Got you. Thank you. Clovis, we have beat on it.
Was there anything I could help you with?
I just wanted to see. I've not seen a temple dedicated to the lady yet.
This was the first. We are blessed to have the relic here, Bruce's skull, though he's not a fan of it, especially being on display like as it is, but...
Hideous thing.
I'll have to get his opinion on it from himself.
Yes, regardless of his feelings towards it, it is a symbol of his resurrection. It is a symbol of CERN's power and her gift to him and to us all. So we display it here proudly. And please, spread the word of CERN. And may the light of CERN be with you.
And also with you.
He'll kind of like wait another second, like, okay, and then motion for like one of the younger clergy members to come out. Like, this gentleman right here would like to pick your brain on some of the founding stories about CERN and such. And
can we get him
Mizr
some pamphlets?
Turn, get very close. I look forward to hearing what you have to say.
Okay.
Big toothy smile.
Yeah. Okay.
The wheel out an old like CRT TV and still like a whole stack of tapes on top.
Let's go pull up a YouTube channel. Cutting over to the guild. You approach the guild hall. There is large double doors. There is a couple people hanging out around outside, just kind of chilling, shooting the shit. No one's really like guarding the door per se. You all quickly had got the vibe that like they pretty much assume that like if you're inside the town, you're okay to be inside the town. And you also get the impression that again there are random like kind of guards and other seemingly adventurers kind of just wandering about. You haven't really like directly crossed paths with any, but you've seen them moseying about. So you also feel like if there is going to be someone here that causes any sort of trouble, like they can typically be dealt with. So as you walk into the guild hall, there is, again, one large main corridor. There's branches off into different areas. About halfway down the corridor, there's a desk with someone hanging around out in behind the desk. Looks like they're just sitting there sharpening a dagger. They see you walking in. Oh, you look new. Help you?
I'm looking for someone. Harlan Kane.
Harlan Kane. Sure he's about somewhere. Not sure where he might be. Well, you know what? You should probably go and check with, well, Gilgamesh knows where most people are. You can go check with Gilgamesh. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're new here. Gilgamesh, you're gonna want to take the second hallway on your left, all the way down. Says head of the guild. Gilgamesh will be in there.
Go that way.
Are you two together?
I'll queue up behind her as she heads off.
Help you?
Yes, I am looking for your Druid circles or information on any of the local ones in the area. I assume by all the trees that are...
Yeah, we have strong ties with the Druids, though most of them don't tend to hang around. We do have some ambassadors, so to speak, that like to keep about in LowWater. You tend to find them up on the wall, though. Most of them don't hang around in the town. I'd say to check the... If there's not one at the oak tree, which you came by to get here, so you would have saw them, then I'd check one of the tree towers up on the wall towards the front. They tend to hang out up there. They like to keep their pride and joy all in order. As you might have noticed, the giant tree wall, that's their doing. Sorry, I don't really keep good tabs on them folk.
Alright, thank you very much. I'll turn around, I'll walk out the door, and then I'll just go giant eagle and take off and start like circling the...
So you make your way down in towards the doors where you're directed to find Gilgamesh.
Yeah.
Yes. The doors are shut. Do you knock? Do you enter?
Oh, knock.
Go in vulnerable armor and just walk through the door.
Slightly. I have learned my lesson a little bit.
Yes, you knock on the door. At first there's no answer. You knock again. Eventually you hear someone. Yes? Can I help you? The doors don't open.
I'm Neriah Stonefury from the Golden Dragon Tail Guild.
I can't really hear you through the door. Come on in.
I'll go in.
You enter and you see a long table. There's several seats. They're all plaque marked. And so at the head of the table you see this shiny man. You've seen them before. You guys, this group hasn't really run into many of them, but since your character is human and have traveled around and been like part of like the standard human cities and stuff like that, you would have run into them a couple times yourself. But they're a bladeling, is what they're known as. But they kind of look like the Tin Man kind of deal. Like they look like they have a metallic skin, and they're named bladelings for such that they can actually kind of shape shift their hand into like an actual like a small like short sword sort of deal. So he's sitting at the head of the table. He has on some fairly ornate clothing. He's not wearing armor at the moment, which is not uncommon also for bladelings because they do have a very tough skin. I didn't really hear your name through the door.
Sorry, I'm Neriah Stonefury.
Oh, welcome, Neriah. I am Gilgamesh. What can I do for you?
I'm looking for someone by the name of Harlan Kane.
Harlan Kane. Yes, he's usually kicking about. You can probably find him. Where would he be this time of day? Why don't I just send for him? You just kind of you didn't even notice this person in the corner. Like he motions over and all this. Like the person literally like walks out of the shadow. Can you find Harlan Kane for this lady here? Yes. Okay. Thank you. You see, he walks back into what looks like should be just a corner. Walks back into the shadow, and then you don't see him again. So, can I ask what your business with Harlan Kane is? I'd just like to know what's going on in the guild hall.
I heard he was investigating the whereabouts of someone, and I'm looking to track that person myself.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
I now remember who he is.
Alright. Yeah. Anyone I should know?
It's a tiefling, right?
Yeah.
It's a tiefling by the name of Maluk.
That name sounds familiar, Maluk. Maybe I've heard Kane mention it before. I don't remember. Can't keep tabs on everyone's everythings, I guess. Yeah, I mean, Harlan Kane, he's good at tracking people, so if anyone would have found a lead on him, I suppose, would have been him. He should be here hopefully in a few minutes. If he's on the premises, my man will find him. So what, I've never seen you, I don't recall seeing you in LowWater. What brings you here?
I've been sent on a quest, you could say.
Yeah, that happens a lot around here.
Dragontail guilds have sent me and my companions on quite a journey.
Dragontail Guild, yeah, I've heard of them. I don't see many of their folk around here. They don't really have a location in these parts, as it were. Which faction of the guild do they have? There's the Copper. I know a couple people that are familiar with the Copper Guild. There's the Bronze Guild. The Silver Guild's like way off in like Palladius or like the other side of the continent, all the way over there. So, well, you must be from like the Copper Guild. That's like the closest one.
The golden.
That's the one that's missing.
No,
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So we have crazy people on the premises. I should have checked your credentials before I just started summoning people. Like, yeah, you know the gold one's been missing for like 1,000 years.
I'll show him my brand.
It's just another day in LowWater. Okay, so apparently the now missing for over 1,000 years guild is actually closer to, I don't know my history on this thing that well, but I don't know, over 1,000 years, and now it's just found, probably like yesterday.
Pretty much, yeah.
I thought I was joking.
Right. Like doing the math, maybe like 3 days, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm probably not the best member of my group to talk to about this, but...
So has this place like been hiding on Graylin like this whole time, and it was just under my nose? I mean,
there were
you've got
dinosaurs.
it's just a couple of dinosaurs. Isn't that like what? That's another rumor I've heard about.
I need an adult.
Wait, what's the dinosaur island that's supposed to be like? Isn't that like on like Typhira or some like out there in the middle of nowhere?
Yeah.
Like the other side of the continent, but south of
Yeah.
But 3 days ago, and you're here.
Yeah.
So you're like a wizard.
No.
Okay. Are you with wizards?
There's a druid.
Yeah, I'm familiar with druids. They can be kind of bossy sometimes, but most of them are pretty chill. I've noticed, like, he kind of goes on a tangent. Like, have you ever noticed with druids, like, there's two types of druids. You got, like, the hippies, and you got, like, these stuck-up, like, I'm better than you, like, tree huggers. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just this, maybe it's just LowWater circle. I don't know. I've never met any other circles of druid circles there, but...
I've only ever met one, so I don't...
What's he like?
Well... He's really, 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 really old. But...
Like an elf?
No. He's not an elf. He's here somewhere. Maybe I should go get him.
Neriah claps in the shadow. Mizr steps out. Yes.
Well, it'd be really funny if she's like, oh, panics and leaves, and then like she leaves, and then Harlan Kane comes walking in like, you summoned me? Like, I don't know, she just ran out the door.
Well, I mean, we do have...
Oh, yeah.
Hello? I need help.
Hey, Jorell. There's lots of questions. You want to come help me out, please? Quick.
No, do we hear this as well?
Yeah, probably.
She can target the party.
Yeah,
or a specific person.
probably would. Like, somebody help me.
You okay?
I'm talking to the guildmaster, and I'm not doing a really great job. So
I'll just bird my way back. I literally fly right through the open door and drop right down on the desk and just kind of turn back into form and be like...
Just like sitting there like...
Alright.
So all of a sudden, this giant eagle just flies into the room.
Mizr and I are headed your way.
Yep.
I meant like the desk.
Oh,
like
the desk, yeah.
Like, woman came in here looking for Gilgamesh. Where was that again?
Yeah, the second left, down the hall, double doors. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, I'll just leave. I'll go.
Okay.
I'll kind of walk into the room. What's going on?
Asking you shall receive. Hello.
Hello.
We were just talking druids, and she said she knew one, and here you are.
Yes. I'm currently looking for your druids. Yeah.
Yeah, they're usually hanging out on the wall. They, most of them are good people, but they and I don't always mesh.
Well, I'm finding myself not meshing very well. In general. Yes, so what do you need to know? What's going on?
I was just asking where, like, she mentioned something about dinosaurs and the Gold Dragon Tail Guild, and, like, I don't know, there was lots of...
Yeah, so sounds like she covered everything.
Pieces.
I mean, in Jorell's most just, like, disconnected, these are just little things that are happening, events, like, yes, we went to an island of dinosaurs. There was the Golden Dragon Tail Guild that apparently had been there. There's a Copper Dragon Knight. Actually a dragon. And then he sent us from there to the... Was it copper? Bronze?
Yeah, sent to the Copper Guild.
Then sent us to the bronze or copper, one of the metals. And we were there, and then we went from there to the Feywild. I talked to Gaia again, and finally got his, input on what's been going on. And oh yes, I've apparently been asleep for thousands of years. And I woke up, and was brought into this. So...
Guys, you better hurry up. This is not going well.
I think it's going
Mizr
just
panics, crashes through the front door.
Door's wide open.
That's okay.
Mizr panics, closes the door, crashes through
Closes
it.
the door and smashes through.
Oh, a Brah. What's up?
But yeah, so they'll give him that general summary of just...
He was just sitting here the whole time. Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then Gaia sent us here. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Opened a portal, we stepped through, and here we are.
He looks down at his desk, which you can't really see what he's looking at, because it's actually below, like, the table. He's looking at some sort of thing. Okay. Well, that sounds fun. So what can we do for you?
Then you guys have, like, arrived. You guys were in, like, a full sprint, like, oh my gosh, Neriah's in trouble at the guild.
I can pick up the pace. I don't really crash the door, but I do come
But
in.
yeah, you show up, yeah, and it's up to you if you want to be right behind him or not.
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh, well, that's all the information you need. I'm going to go back and look for druids. Okay?
Okay.
Any other questions? Let her. Tell her. Jack, tell me. No. I'll answer as needed.
Like, oh my god.
Just turn around and walk out the door.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Past Jorell in the hall.
I hate you guys come walking in. Don't worry, it's been handled.
I cleared everything up.
It just seems like you're taking in a lot of information.
Yeah, okay. So he's a little intense and half crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what category it fits in, but that's...
We might have to make a new one. Oh, okay. So, yeah, so you two will walk in before he left or after you left, your choice of how quickly you showed up.
Pass them all.
Okay. Yes, so, and are these two with you as well?
Kind of peek my head in.
We got,
Everything all right, Neriah?
we got the armored Brah, and we got the...
Come in.
Is that a symbol of CERN on your... Oh, well, at least we got someone that's definitely sane going on. Okay, that's great. Yeah, Harlan Kane should be here any time now. But was there... Nice to meet you folks. Your friend Neriah here and your guy Jorell kind of came in like a hurricane. And,
Yeah, he does that.
I noticed we tend to make guildmasters uncomfortable. This is just our theme. Hello, are you a guildmaster? You're not going to have a good day.
This is the worst thing.
I'm tempted to ask 20 questions, but... I mean...
Ask away.
Your city is very friendly, but obviously quite defensive.
Well, yeah,
Are
we've
you
been plagued
raided
by...
often?
Bless you. More than I'd like, obviously. Over a decade ago, we had the beginnings of the Zeke plague, and the Zeke's still...
Zeke. I would know of that, right?
Yeah, yeah. That's actually like
Early
was
on.
one of the things that was mentioned like way back when you guys were first brought together. Yeah. But yeah, this the Isle of Greyland is still fighting back the tide of Zeke's. They're just very hard to. They don't like to stay down. They're extremely infectious and contagious. And then on top of that, we had Clarissa came through here, and that's a whole thing. And now there's vampires kicking about, mostly just feral vampires. But Zeke's aren't bad enough. We needed to have some feral vampires kicking around. So basically, this is not the greatest place to be.
How far off of the Brah where I was originally from? We're pretty close to
yeah,
it, right?
the Shimmering Forest
A few
is
days
north.
travel.
Yeah, it's a couple days north of here. Yeah.
Do you have strong ties with local Brah clans around? I'm actually.
I don't know
It's
if
been
I'd
a
say
long time
strong
since I've been
ties. I mean, we
here.
have
Home.
peaceful
here.
understanding with them. They like to keep to themselves. We don't intrude, but you know, any Brah are welcome here. We've had
Should be
several.
working together to clear the blight of this land.
Well, again, we don't want to impose ourselves on, you know, traditions or beliefs. The Brah tend to keep to themselves. They can tend to herd to their own tribes, and they don't even tend to cross-mingle with other tribes very often, but most of them are fairly spread out. They tend to have been... There's 3 primary woodlands or forests on this island, and they all have their own tribe. But yeah, you look like, I mean, you're... I don't want to be racist sounding or anything, but you kind of look like a polar bear, so that tribe's up north.
I do tell him who I am, son of, even though the memories are quite vague. It was a lifetime ago before I left.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with, like, the families or the names, but yeah, I would, if I had to, not stereotyping or anything, but I would say you were probably from the tribe up north. I mean, if you're from this island,
Yep.
then yeah, then you would see the Shimmering
I
Forest.
was very young when I was taken from here, but it's strange to be here, home.
Well,
here.
I mean, depending
Back.
on how you look at it, I mean, you could have been a blessing, depending on what your life was like after you were taken. This has not been the easiest of lives to live on this island, that's for sure. A lot of people have left,
Sounds
but
like plagues and blight rule.
we get a lot of adventurers like yourselves on a daily basis, and yeah, it's good times. Some good people come through here, some not as good people. Yes, LowWater is pretty much the front line at this point, or the staging point, I guess, more than the front line. If you do hear a loud, like, horn, that means 9 times out of 10 that Zeeks are charging the gate.
Scene cuts. Jorell's flying around. He's like, this is a giant whole thing.
Oh, we're under attack again.
Oh, summoning horn. This will be bring all the druids right to me.
And was there any other questions you can think of? Is there anything else I can help
Were you
with?
able to find Harlan?
I'm waiting currently.
Yes, actually, as you asked that, he does walk in. And
Mizr
we're
will
gonna
kind of sit back and
call it an episode right there for today. So everyone, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Darkhounds, and check it out again next time.
I hope you enjoyed that little bit of fare. All that talking. Shish. But I'm a fiend of action. Show me the blood and gore, and I'll show you a happy imp. However, I'm told that isn't the case for many of you humans, and you like your games with a large portion of role-playing too. So then, here's to you. I'll see you next time, and with a little luck, I'll see a little action next time too.